Hey to all the spooks out there. Welcome back to another episode of Spine Chilling Chats, where every Wednesday we dig up the darkest corners of true crime, history, folklore, and the supernatural. I'm Ange.
And I'm Manda.
And we have Amanda back.
Yes.
She's going to do an episode.
It's not very long because we were just discussing, I just pick somebody and then I just do the research, and it doesn't have a lot on this lady. Ange does her research before she picks people.
Yeah. First of all, can we all congratulate Manda because she is a graduate now. She got her degree
in business administration.
We're proud of her. Yay.
Thank you. Okay, so my episode is on, and I told you guys when it was back to me a while ago, it was like, none of this is like, what I say, light, fluffy. It's just not as dark. There is one dark moment in there. I had a hair. Oh. There is one dark moment in there. Of course, it's all dark, but like a really fucked up moment. But mine is called The Giggling Granny.
She sounds lovely.
She sounds amazing.
Who doesn't want a giggling granny?
So she has a lot of aliases. So her name is Nancy Hazel, a.k.a. Nannie Doss, the Giggling Granny, the Giggling Nanny, the Lonely Hearts Killer, the Jolly Black Widow, and lastly, Lady Bluebeard.
Now, we already had the Lonely Hearts Killers. Yes. So they gave that term for that
to her. That's what I thought too. I was like, okay, whatever, because I'll get into it, but she does go on to obviously this is back in like 1920s or whatever, but she also does the like not online, but like
the
dating columns in the magazine and stuff.
In the newspapers.
Yeah. So, yeah, they dubbed her the Lonely Hearts Killer, too. And I was like, that's stupid. Come up with something original.
Yeah. That's like that meme that I posted to our Facebook page about how they need to get more creative with names. Like, why don't we call him the Little Penis Killer? Yep. You know, something like that. Like, Let's stop glorifying them and giving them cool names.
Right. Like, shame on you, so you should get a shameful name.
Yeah. Like, I wet the bed.
Yeah. That's funny. I wet the bed, Fred.
Yeah. I wet the bed, Fred.
That's what you get, Fred. Okay, so Nancy Hazel was born on November 4th, 1905. She was responsible for 11 deaths between 1927 and 1954. She was born in Blue Mountain, Alabama, which is now a part of Anniston. She was born to Louisa or Lou and James Hazel, which, surprise, surprise, may not be her biological father.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She had one brother and 3 sisters, and from now on, I'm going to call her Nannie, because they called her Nannie, Nannie. I don't know if maybe because Nancy, so Nannie.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, because they called her this from when she was little.
Not just when she was old.
Not just when she was old. So Nannie and her mother hated James, her father, who was controlling and abusive. He would force his children to work on the family farm, which,
hello? Didn't everybody?
Exactly. Like, force them to work on the family farm. Like, that's what farm life is. You get your family to do the chores. Like,
as you're learning.
Don't make no sense.
With the donkey.
As I'm learning, yes. And he refused to let them go to school, which is the result of Nannie's academic performance being very, very poor. Mm-hmm. She was 7 and taking the train with her family to visit relatives in southern Alabama when it stopped abruptly, and she hit her head on a metal bar in the seat in front of her. Mm. She suffers from severe headaches, blackouts, and depression. She blamed all of this on that accident for her mental instability.
Well, that's a thing, though.
Yes, I was going to say that's a legit thing.
Yeah, we've had several that have had head trauma
and have turned into
their personality completely changes right after that.
Yeah. In her childhood, she loved reading her mother's romance magazines and dreaming of her own romantic future. She especially liked reading the Lonely Hearts column. hence the Lonely Hearts Killer. Their father forbade his daughters from wearing makeup and attractive clothing. He thought it would prevent them from being molested by men. He also did not let them go to dances and other social events.
Lame.
Nannie Doss may have seen, that's one of her married names. Nannie Doss may have seemed like a loving grandmother with a charming smile. But don't let that fool you. She's dark, evil, and sinister. Nannie went to work at a linen thread company near Anniston in 1921. There is where she met her first husband, and she was 16 years old. And she was introduced to Charlie Braggs, her co-worker at the linen factory. With her father's approval, they married after 4 months. Charlie was the only son of a single mother who insisted on continuing to live with them after they got married.
That's weird.
Nannie wrote, this is one of the quotes that she had wrote down in a journal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is one of the things that she wrote. I married as my father wished in 1921 to a boy. I only knew about a boy. I only knew about 4 or 5 months, who had no family, only a mother who was unwed and who had taken over my life completely.
Yeah.
When we were married, she never seen anything wrong. This is what she said. She never seen anything wrong with what she done, but she would take spells. She would not let my own mother stay all night. Which, fuck you. If I want my mom to come stay, she's coming to stay. Period. Charlie's mother took up a lot of his attention and limited Nannie's activities of them together. They had four daughters together from 1923 to 1927. Nannie was so stressed out she started drinking, and then her casual smoking habit became a very heavy addiction. Both unhappy partners correctly suspected each other of infidelity, and Charlie often disappeared for days on end. In 1927, their 2 middle daughters died of suspected food poisoning. Charlie soon after took his firstborn daughter, Melvina, and fled, leaving newborn Florine behind. Charlie's mother died not much later, and Nannie took a job at the cotton mill.
What?
Yeah.
So their 2 middle daughters die.
The two middle.
Yeah,
yep,
right.
2 middle
and
daughters
then
died.
He takes off with the oldest and leaves
the baby,
the
newborn.
The baby.
Don't make no sense.
Why would he leave at all?
Well, we'll get into that. But yeah.
And food poisoning?
Right.
They died of food poisoning?
Food poisoning.
Or did somebody poison their food?
You'll find out. Charlie brought Melvina back in the summer of 1928, accompanied by a divorcee with her own child.
Oh.
Charlie and Nannie soon divorced, and Nannie took her 2 girls back to her mother's home. So he let her have the baby back. Or
the older daughter.
The older daughter, yeah. Charlie always maintained that he left her because he was frightened of her. Yeah. Nannie's second marriage was to Robert Franklin Harrelson. They met and married in 1929. They lived in Jackson. So she is quick with these rebounds. She's quick because he came back in 1928 and they divorced. And in 1929, she met Robert Franklin Harrelson. They met and married in 1929. They lived in Jacksonville with Melvina and Florine. After a few months, she discovered that he was an alcoholic and had a criminal record for assault.
Maybe we should get to know the people we marry before we marry them.
But they stayed married for 16 years.
Yeah. Okay.
So in that time, Nannie had some grandchildren. Melvina, the oldest, gave birth to Robert Lee Haynes in 1943. Another baby followed 2 years later, but died soon after. So the second baby died soon after, because I got confused reading this, and I was like, wait a minute, what? Because you'll see, it's weird. Exhausted from labor and groggy from the ether, thought she saw that her mom, who was visiting, stuck a hat pin in the baby's head.
What?
Yeah. Then she asked her husband and her sister for clarification. They said Nannie had told them that the baby was dead, and they noticed that she was holding a hat pin. Yeah.
What?
So Nannie, the newborn baby, the second baby, the newborn baby died, and they're trying, and Malvina swore that she saw her mom stick a hat pin in the baby's head and kill it. And they saw a hat pin in her hand. They didn't see her do it. Her husband and her sister didn't see Nannie do that to the baby's head, and they didn't see the baby's head, but they saw the hat pin in her hand. So Malvina is putting two and two together. The baby died, and she swore she saw her stick a hat pin in the baby's head.
I mean, do they look at the baby?
That's what I wanted.
Okay. Like, wouldn't you see blood?
Right. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, if it don't make no sense. And Nannie just told her husband and sister that the baby died. She didn't give any reason. She just said the baby's dead. So the doctor could not give a positive explanation. Malvina and her husband, or the father of her child, because I don't really know necessarily if Malvina was married, because it didn't specify. So her husband or the father of her child.
Baby daddy.
Yep. They drifted apart, and she started dating a soldier. Nannie disapproved of him. While Malvina was visiting her father after a fight with her mother, her son Robert died mysteriously. So now the oldest baby, the firstborn baby, that's where I was confused, because I was like, wait, Robert died mysteriously, but didn't he just die with a hat pin? It fucked me up for a second. He died mysteriously under Nannie's care on July 7th, 1945. They said it was from asphyxia of unknown causes. 2 months later, Nannie collected $500 of life insurance that she had taken out on him.
So these are her grandbabies, correct?
Yes.
So
Nannie's grandbabies.
After the first died and the daughter thought that she had stuck a hat pin, why would you leave your other child alone with her?
Exactly. Like,
if you had
think that your mom killed your baby.
Yeah, that she killed your baby. Why would you leave anyone in her care? Why wouldn't you go to the police and say, hey, I think my mom killed my baby.
Do an autopsy.
Yeah, see what killed it.
Yeah, I don't think that was supposed to say that. So Robert in 1945 raped Nannie. The next day, she put rat poison in his corn whiskey jar, and he died that evening because he was a bad alcoholic. So he raped her. Robert, her husband, raped her, Nannie. Mm-hmm. And the next day she put rat poison. So, food poisoning or poisoned food? Mm-hmm. We'll find out. Nannie had then met her third husband, Arlie Lanning. He was another Lonely Hearts column
enthusiast.
Yes. While traveling in Lexington, North Carolina, and married 3 days later.
Come on, folks.
Unlike Harrelson, Landy was not an alcoholic, but he was a womanizer in this marriage. It was Nannie who also disappeared often and for months on end. But when she was home, she played the doting housewife, and then Arlie died of what was supposedly heart failure. And the town people showed her support at his funeral. The couple's house, which had been left to his sister, Arlie's sister, mysteriously burned down soon after his death. Mm-hmm. The insurance money went to Nannie. Even though the house was left to his sister, the insurance money went to Nannie, who quickly banked it.
Why?
What do you mean?
Why would it go to...
I don't know. That's what I was wanting to know. If the house was left to Arlie's sister, how did Nannie get the
money?
The insurance money. Yeah. But that's what it said. She just put it in the bank. Later, Arlie's mother died in her sleep. So all these people around her are dying and nobody knows why. Supposedly it's heart failure. It's asphyxiation of unknown causes. A baby mysteriously dies. Like 2 daughters die of food poisoning. Like something's not adding up here. Nannie left North Carolina and ended up at her sister Dovey's home. Dovey was bedridden, and soon after Nannie arrived, guess what happened?
She died?
She died.
I know. What a coinky-dink.
Go figure. Of course, Nannie was looking for another husband. She joined a dating service called the Diamond Circle Club and soon met Richard L. Morton of Jamestown, North Carolina. They married in 1952 in Emporia, Kansas. He did not have a drinking problem. Oh, yeah. Another one did have a drinking problem and was a womanizer, but so was Nannie. Like, she also disappeared. Arlie was a womanizer and an alcoholic. This guy was not. I thought maybe I typed it in wrong. Richard was not an alcoholic, but he was adulterous. And guess what she did to him? Just one guess.
She poisoned him?
She poisoned him. And she poisoned her mother, Louisa. So now she's killed her mother, her own mother. In January 1953, when she came to live with them, Morton died 3 months later on May 19th, 1953. So I think the first attempt of poisoning him, or she poisoned him so slowly that he didn't die for a couple months. Nannie married Samuel Doss of Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1953. That was quick because in May 53 is when Morton died, and then in June of 53 is when she married.
A month later, or a few weeks even, possibly.
Yeah. He was a Nazarene minister who had lost his family to a tornado in Carroll County, Arkansas. Samuel disapproved of the romance novels and stories that his wife adored. Samuel was admitted to the hospital with flu-like symptoms in September. They diagnosed him with severe digestive tract infection.
Man, if Robbie read half the things that I read, man, he'd be blushing for a month.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Some of the stuff I've read.
He'd be like, Angela, what? I'm not surprised.
Yeah. You're like, why aren't we doing that?
Right. Why don't you try that with me?
That's my man voice.
Yeah. He was treated and released on October 5th. Guess what happened on October 12th, 1954?
I was not born yet.
So you don't know?
No.
Well, let me tell you.
I was born quite a few years later on October 12th.
He died.
People be dying.
I'm telling ya. Nannie killed him that evening. In her rush to collect the 2 life insurance policies she had taken out on him, the sudden death alerted his doctor, who wanted to perform an autopsy.
Yay!
Mm-hmm. It was revealed a huge amount of arsenic was in his system, and she was quickly arrested. Nannie confessed in October of 1954 to killing 4 of her husbands, her mother, her sister, her grandson, and her mother-in-law. The state of Oklahoma centered its case only on Samuel Doss. Nannie was prosecuted by J. Howard Edmondson, who later became governor of Oklahoma. She pled guilty on May 17, 1955, and was sentenced to life in prison. The state did not pursue the death penalty due to her sex. Nannie was never charged with the other deaths. She died of leukemia in the hospital in Oklahoma State Penitentiary in 1965. She was buried at Oak Hill Memorial Park in McAlester, Oklahoma. I thought I had something on there why they claimed the first baby died, but I guess I didn't put it in there, and I apologize because maybe I read it and forgot to put it in there. But yeah,
so she didn't get charged.
So they never figured
for the
out
first baby.
No, she didn't get charged for any of them.
Well, I mean,
but she
didn't admit to the first baby.
No, she only
just
admitted
the second one that died of asphyxiation.
Her grandson. It didn't say sons; it said grandson.
And then she didn't admit to her 2 middle daughters.
Nope. Who
died of food poisoning.
Yep. That's why they said it was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. But she was, what do you call it? She was not known. Something, whatever, of 11. not accused because she never admitted to it, so she wasn't accused of those.
Yeah.
But they think that she had 11.
She might have.
She might have had 11 killings. And that would be the other grandson and her two children.
Mm-hmm.
So, our two daughters. Yeah. So, I told you guys this was a short one. She's terrible.
I want to know if she did stick that baby, though.
I know, and I couldn't find anything on it.
Because if she did, that is fucked up.
None of them said that.
All of it's fucked up, but that's
like, how do you kill your own children? How do you kill your grandbabies? I'm not saying it's okay. I guess I get your mother-in-law and your mother if they were, because they're old enough to do things to you. These children were innocent. Everybody was innocent, but I'm saying, like, the other people,
if you don't,
like, the husband's an alcoholic, was he abusive? He didn't let her, one husband didn't let her read what she liked to read. They were adulterous. Like,
if your husband doesn't like what you read, and you read it anyways, you don't need to kill him.
Yeah. And I get it with the adults. I'm not saying it's okay, but these children didn't do anything.
No.
Especially the newborn baby in the fucking hospital.
Mm.
Like, she killed him in the hospital. So, I don't know.
That's messed up.
Gotta love serial killers, I guess. So that's all I have on Nannie Doss, or the Giggling Granny, because she put on such a good persona of being sweet and kind, and all the things. Yeah.
It's just not right.
Nope.
Your phone reminded me.
Oh.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So if you or someone you know is in need of support in that way, there are resources and people you can reach out to.
Mm-hmm. It's one off the top of my head is 988.
Mm-hmm. That's for US. Mm-hmm. You can call or text it.
Yep.
It's completely confidential. It's 24/7. So if you need help, please reach out there.
We can put it at the end of the video. We'll put all the information and the links that you guys can have. Also, if you're struggling yourself, you can message us. It's a safe place. We can help you as much as we can. We want you guys to be here. We want you to be alive. You matter. You matter.
And just because we like to talk about death and the dark stuff doesn't mean we want you to go there prematurely.
Right.
So please reach out if you need help.
It is okay to be done adulting for the day. That's what I'm doing. I'm done, because we started dorm cleanouts this week and it's been fucking hell.
Yeah, I came home and jumped in the shower. I was so sweaty and nasty. I was like, I cannot go on camera like this.
Well, and not only that, like, everybody gets on everybody's nerves. There's drama, so it plays on your mental health. Like, it's okay to be done adulting. Just don't be done with your life.
Yeah.
Message us. Call for help. Get help. We want you around.
We've personally both been there. Mm-hmm. We know what it's like. So
we do.
Please.
It's a struggle. Don't get me wrong. Every day I struggle. Every day. But I'm still here. I'm still kicking it.
Yeah.
And I'm kicking it for you guys. So let's do this together.
Yep. On that note, keep kicking it with us by submitting your stories to us. If you have any glitches in the Matrix.
Very fucking.
Any late night rendezvous with Bigfoot, let me know.
Cryptids.
Yeah.
We're I don't know how to say this in a good way or a bad way. We're curious and we want to know, but we don't want to do it with Bigfoot.
Oh,
we're curious.
I'm just curious that everything's big.
Yeah. Let us know.
Yeah. If you know, let us know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't
No.
But I'm curious. Is everything, or is he
like
this big old and his penis is like this big, micro penis? It's just we're just curious. Curiosity killed the cat.
You can send those in to our email at spinechillingchatspodcast@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
or you can go to our website and submit them there at www.spine-chillingchatspodcast.com. Also on our site, you can read a little bio about us, see some pictures. There's a link to our merch store. We have some really cool merch, including Bigfoot shirts. So.
And we appreciate everybody buying merch so far. Thank you so much. It means so much to us. We love it.
Yes, I can't wait till we start seeing more people around wearing them.
Yeah.
Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So if you're only
all the podcast platforms.
If you're only listening to this, we also have video form on YouTube. So check that out, because a lot of times I'll add pictures and whatnot to the video to show what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So check that out.
Yep.
Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Commenting and rating us helps tremendously. So please let us know. It also helps us to grow. We don't know what you don't like if you don't tell us.
Right.
We can't change things. We can't keep doing what you are liking if we don't know.
If you don't like us talking about Bigfoot, tell us. If you don't want us talking about cryptids, tell us. We'll move on. We'll
No. We'll tell you to move on, but
well, you know what I mean. If it's boring, if we're getting a lot of complaints saying it's boring, we'll skip it. We won't do as much as what we would normally do. We'll do something different. We'll skip an episode or two to cover something you guys are interested in, so you keep coming back.
Yeah,
because we want you all here. So,
yeah.
And if you're just being plain out mean, we don't care. So, you move on.
But say things nicely, because I am sensitive.
She's sensitive.
I'm not. I am. I will cry if you're mean to me.
And I won't. And I'll just be like, you know what? Fuck you. We don't need you.
And I'll be like, why don't they like me? I'm a wonderful person.
Yeah. She is. But you guys are assholes if you don't like her, so.
Yeah. I'll stick a Manda on you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on that note, we hope you enjoyed this. We hope you come back. And most of all, we hope you keep it spooky. Bye, guys.
Bye.